What's up, everybody, and welcome to an episode of the 4 to the 7 podcast. I don't do this too often, at all. I did it towards the end of last season a couple times. I'm going to do it tonight, and that's a little bit of a post-game-ish recap for both teams because I felt like today was just such a great day for both New York teams. Number one, the Mets rallied against former. Actually, it's kind of cool. Both of the pitchers on record that blew the leads for their respective teams today were former Yankees that occupied that bullpen last year. So for the Diamondbacks, who blew the lead to the Mets, it was Johnny Loizaga, and for the Athletics, I don't know why I blanked on that. It was Mark Leiter Fluid Jr., who, as soon as I see him come into the game, I'm like, the Yankees should tee off on him. Like, he's bad. Like, he's really bad. Like, the Yankees should freaking, pound this guy. And Loizaga didn't pitch great. I watched both games, obviously. I got back to my room early today. So I flipped the Met game on. I had I had the Met game on, the Oriole White Sox game on at the same time. And then I had a bunch of games on during the Yankee game. And then as the Yankees got into the later innings and the Red Sox won and Toronto lost, I'm like, all right, take it off. That eighth inning for the Yankees, and it was both in the eighth inning. So obviously the Mets tie the game on a sac fly against Loizaga, and then they go and walk it off in extras. Luke Weaver was phenomenal in the top of the 10th inning, and Devin Williams was very good as well in this one. I took away, though, from that game how good Luke Weaver was specifically in that inning, because normally in extra innings, sometimes, he wasn't always the best. Today, he was phenomenal for the Mets in extra innings. And they needed him to go scoreless because it would have been hard with that lineup and the way they were hitting today to string a rally together. And it's funny. Both New York teams today struggled a bit. The Yankees had opportunity after opportunity after opportunity today with runners in scoring position in the fifth inning, in the sixth inning, back all the way down to the second inning, where they had guys on base. The first inning or first inning, might have been, where they had guys on base. Yeah, it was the first inning. They had 2 on with 2 out with Stanton up to the plate. They had an opportunity there. The at-bats for the Yankees today, as the game went on, got better. That's a fact. It got better as the day went on, and that's going to happen. But the Yankees, I don't know what it is with this Yankee team. And I was trying to record this in an Instagram reel, but I couldn't. I couldn't get it all done in an Instagram reel because of how much I want to say. Number one, tonight for the Yankees was the Amed Rosario game. He was absolutely phenomenal. He was fine defensively. He made every play he needed to make. So good on defense from Rosario. He had 2 home runs. He had 1 home run post-trade deadline last year when he came over. He had 2 home runs tonight. His at-bats were good. Even, he grounded into a double play, I believe, on the first pitch. But he had some of the biggest swings. The Yankees needed to win tonight. They needed a win tonight because they just needed one. You didn't want to lose one game to the homeless Athletics and then have to fight back in the series. That wouldn't have been good optically. And they probably saw it go final there that's a slow curveball. Yeah, it was 14 pitches. I was right. They probably saw on the video board in there today that the Red Sox won. Okay, fine. I still think they suck, and they were fortunate to win. And the Blue Jays, who had the bases loaded and nobody out in the seventh inning, and a pop up, a strikeout, and a fly out ended the inning. It was like the heart of the lineup. Like Springer was up. And obviously, and then they tap on insurance one run, and when Diaz comes in, slams it. So the Blue Jays early on here, and this is what I'm getting at with the Yanks, the Blue Jays have been dreadful early on. Now, you cannot win a division in April or March and April. You can lose a division in March or April. Right now, the AL East is this: 8-2 Yankees, 5-6 Rays and O's. The O's had a good win today against the White Sox. The Rays lost today to the Cubs. 4-7 Blue Jays, 3-8 Red Sox. And 3-8 is the worst start in franchise history for the Red Sox. Or tied for the worst start in franchise history. And every time they've started 2-8 or 3-8, they have gone on to miss the postseason. The past two times, the manager, Cora didn't get Dombrowski got fired in 2019, and then Theo Epstein and Tio Francona left in 2011. They're not impressive to me. Watch, I say this, and the Yankees will go there in 2 weeks and get swept. But nothing they've done has impressed me. So the Yankees continuing to win is putting pressure on these teams early. That's a game today that the Yankees won that a year ago, 2 years ago, obviously 23. I don't remember too much. In 22, they were good with comebacks. 22, they was the last time they were really good at comebacks. This year, they already have 2 come from behind wins where they were trailing by 2 or more runs in the late innings. That was Saturday, and that was today. Really good. They were really good today. And obviously, it's going to be highlighted by Rosario, but let's go ahead of Rosario. Bellinger had a clean single to lead off. Then Ben Rice, who was 1 for 2 today and 2 walks. He's an on-base machine. I think they should move him up to the leadoff spot because Grisham hasn't had a hit to lead off the game yet. He hasn't been very fantastic in the leadoff spot. And then Stanton hit a ball to the shortstop Jacob Wilson off of Mark Leiter Jr. that we saw Volpe last year fumble as well. It could have been a double play ball and a rally. Instead, it's a RBI single because Bellinger's base running was terrific. He had a great read on the blooper off the bat of Rice. Went first to third. He knew it was going to get down. He did his job, and then that allowed him to score on the Stanton ground ball. That also gave the Yankees an advantage there where they didn't have a play at third base because they would have had a play at either second or third base had Bellinger not gone first to third on the single. So I think that's a big that one I think is a big story. Here's Boone coming on the Yankee post game. I'm so happy that Boone. I can watch him in a little bit. He's been really good to start the season. And you know what? His decisions have paid off for the Yankees. The bullpen was really good tonight. They have 4 walks, which is a little much. I would love the walks to tone down, but only 1 hit. And David Bednar was perfect in the 9th inning. You can't ask for a better 9th inning for him. 14 pitches, 1 strikeout, boom, bing, bang, boom. I was it's a quality win. Now go win a series tomorrow against Severino. And the same for the Yankees. I said something, same for the Mets. I posted on X yesterday that the Mets should go 4-2 against the Diamondbacks and the Athletics. After watching both teams today, they should go 5-1. I mean, really. I'm going to end it there. I want to do like a quick 10 minutes. Good win for both New York teams. Really good win. Tomorrow is going to be a good day. And then obviously Thursday's a day game. Tonight's conditions were freaking freezing for these teams. I kind of feel bad. But you know what? That's April baseball. And you know what? That's a good game for the Yankees looking ahead to October. Thank you very much and have a good night.